Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And right now, I just want to take a moment to say thank you for all the support you guys have been given. So every time I ask for a like or subscribe, or even I ask your opinion in the comment section, a lot of you guys have been showing up and answering and doing all that I ask. And I just want to say I appreciate it a ton. And that's what keeps me motivated to make this news every single day. So for today, the question of today is, do you think we'll see Bitcoin above 10K this year? Let me know in the comment section. Maybe let's do 20K, let's do a little bit higher so there's more of a question about it. Do you think Bitcoin will hit 20K this year? Put it in the comment section down below. And if you are enjoying the Daily Crypto News, make sure you support the channel by pressing the like button and subscribing. First piece of news of the day is that Mccallum sold nearly $12 million worth of XRP in April alone, slowly and methodically diminishing his supply of a whopping 9.5 billion tokens. And I actually sometimes am still amazed by the amount of coins that he led to himself and what a genius this man actually is to a certain degree. Ripple co-founder Mccallum sold more than 54 million XRP in April and still has billions left to sell, according to his wallet activity. Analyzing known wallets for him, he sold off at least 45 million XRP between April 1st and 30th. According to a May 2nd report by the Crypto Associate, based on data from Mccallum's known addresses, the Ripple co-founder appears to be liquidating his supply of tokens on a regular basis, and data shows that the wallet address supposedly used by Mccallum to sell XRP received an average of 1.8 million tokens daily in April, totaling 54.2 million XRP, or also $12 million at the press time. Mccallum is a key figure in making XRP, in making XLM, in making Mt. Gox Exchange, and he also co-founded OpenCoin in 2012, which of course became Ripple. Really interesting fact. But it's also interesting to note that he got 9.5 billion XRP. I mean, all the XRP was pre-mined and it was just allocated to him. But I actually never thought about the number as specifically, just because you created it, you get like 9.5 billion. It's basically like having the stock, right, for creating it. It's really kind of interesting. I mean, Satoshi also kept, I guess, a good chunk, but that's 120. He kept 1 million out of 21 million. And this guy kept at least 10 billion, let's say, out of 100 billion, which is actually really a lot if you think about it. And it's just sometimes I forget. But as Cointelegraph has reported, the Stellar CTO right now still has billions of XRP tokens available in his wallets, nearly 4.7 billion as of February 2020. And he's actually really slowly and steadily selling it, and he does not want to negatively impact companies. And also, he's not selling crazy amounts every single day. But if you think about it, $300,000 a day that he's selling is maybe in terms of total volume not a high number, because there's a couple of agreements that he cannot sell, or he can only sell X amount of dollars each day. It's still quite some pressure, I mean, $300,000 a day is not nothing, and it's definitely some extra bearish pressure that we really don't need or want. Chainlink to be listed on the Gemini exchange. So the Gemini exchange is expanding its offering for retail investors, with Chainlink being available on May 5th. I don't know why, but even though it has 120 views, it showed up in my most read place where people are reading this a ton. I was like, you know what? Let me also cover it in the video, because I think Chainlink is actually pretty popular amongst a lot of y'all right now. So I thought I should add it in my video as well. Ripple price jumped 24% despite co-founder Mccallum selling 1.8 million XRP a day in April. So basically, the reason I got an article between here is because I was like, let me cool you guys off a little bit before we get into this one, because as you've just noticed by covering the first article, there's a lot of selling pressure, right? And hopefully you guys have all given it a little bit of a thought about what I said earlier, because really, apparently, it doesn't matter for shit. Like I just stated, oh, there's always some downwards pressure that we don't want, but really, does it matter? Well, Not really. I mean, we went up 24% despite him always selling. And again, he's going to be selling for the next couple of years. And there's no reason why we couldn't go up with him selling. It might just become a little bit harder, but it's not going to be impossible. It's not going to be really affecting the price heavily. It might just, in the end, matter like half a cent, if you think about it. The only reason I could say it's a bummer is because he might be helping out with the sell wall. But then on the contrary, maybe he's selling all day long. Maybe he has an algorithm for it that sells every so often, very small amounts. And then I'm like, maybe he doesn't really, affect it at all. Because also, $300,000 is a lot, but on the contrary, it's also not a lot either in comparison to the whole volume of the day. Investor turns $27 million into $2.6 billion in what may be the best trade of all time. American investor and billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman netted $2.6 billion in one trade. Ackman executed a perfect trade during the CV pandemic after predicting in February that the market would fall. Now, I told you guys before that this was going on. I actually covered this whole scenario and whole ordeal on my second channel called Dusty Finance. A link is in the description below. And in there, I just briefly explained exactly what happened and how he made such a huge amount of money. By the way, this is not his own money. It's actually investor money. He's a fund manager. But that's a pretty nice return, to say the least, isn't it? So yeah, make sure you check it out. It's pretty cool. Second channel, watch it. Open interest on Bitcoin futures breaks past all-time high. Open interest for Bitcoin futures markets has just broken an all-time high. The last time this happened, Bitcoin proceeded to crash. The upcoming Bitcoin halving event that may mean that this time it's different. And I'm actually not going to speculate too much on this for right now. I think it's a little bit of a waiting game, as I guess this is a given fact. However, what the consequences of this are going to be are really, really, really hard to tell at this point. And I would state that previous like things that happened afterwards, like previous gevolgen, for anyone who knows in freaking English, what's the, like something happens and this is like a thing that happens because of that. You guys hopefully know what I mean. No, not consequence, like something happens first and then something happens afterwards. The word for that, I'm not English, I don't know the word anymore. It's really hard to predict them because this time around, all the variables are different. And I would state that we should just wait it out, not speculate too much on that. And I'm really, really bummed that I can't find the word. It's not consequence, it's like all your actions have, wow, okay. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway posts $50 billion in Q1 losses. I mean, that's also crazy to see. Like $50 billion is something that all of us, I think, could not even imagine to be holding or to have power over. I mean, and that's only in losses. That's not even in what the total assets are worth. That's only in losses in one quarter. In 1 3-month period, they lost $50 billion. It's really strange for me to see. But yes, we already briefly discussed on the second channel and even on this channel why he lost so much. And it was basically or primarily because he was invested in trains, airplanes, and a couple of those scenarios. But basically one of the things he's doing is really bashing Bitcoin, and now it's really falling back to him. It's really falling back to him that he bashed it so much, because I mean now it's looking like, well, yeah, he was wrong, right? And he lost $50 billion. Like the god investor is now kind of not so good, but losing $50 billion in a quarter. By the way, the word I was looking for, I was Googling it right now. It's result, consequence, or effect. That's the freaking word. All right, there we go. You guys know what I mean right now. We can't speculate on the consequences. Oh, consequences was the word. I said that before, didn't I? We can't speculate on that yet just because all the variables are different. And even though this Bitcoin proceeded to crash last time, it doesn't mean that it will happen right now. So I still think that everything surrounding that is just like, okay, it happened, but what now? So I think, don't expect a very big dump to income or come here. Just wait it out a little bit, stay clear, stay cool. These are not heavy, and I'm just a little bit too afraid to take them. Warren Buffett, the 5th richest person on the planet, has repeatedly expressed his unfriendly stance towards Bitcoin. As one of the most successful investors of all time, Buffett might be screwing up his reputation by being that harsh on Bitcoin, according to one industry player. Well, Max Kaiser, I'm not going to take his word for it because, I mean, he is a very known Bitcoin bull. He's gotten some crazy predictions out there, some crazy stances. However, I personally think as well that it might hurt Buffett's reputation, as I think it's just a little bit of a traditional type of way of thinking that Warren Buffett has been having here. Calling Bitcoin rat poison squared, I think, is really not that nice of a deal because there's really a lot of potential. However, we should also never underestimate what he knows because he might know more than we do. You know, I mean, he's a freaking 5th richest man in the world, supposedly. Again, we don't know for sure, but that's what's listed. He might know a lot more about this finance realm than we do. You know, maybe he knows that Bitcoin will never be accepted, whatever they're going to be trying. Maybe he knows that Bitcoin was created by a certain party and their goal is just to make us suffer. I don't know. But I'm keeping that in the back of my head as well, is why I'm not bashing him for making the decisions. But at this point in time, his investments look rather stupid and our bet looked rather profitable. So there's that, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, by the way, has $137 billion in cash. Damn, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. He cannot, by the way, buy all the circulating Bitcoins. That's not true. And yeah, Ripple co-founder sells 54 million XRP. No one will ever be able to sell 54 million Bitcoin. This is one of the most stupid things I saw, but I saw him state here troll. So I was like, all right, let me skip it. But at first, I must admit, it triggered me a little bit. I wanted to give the counterexample of saying like, yeah, but I mean, nobody will ever be able to sell 750 billion XRP. You know, nobody will ever be able to sell 10 bazillion Litecoin. Nobody will ever be able to sell 50 billion Bitcoin either. You know, and it's a little bit stupid. Or 22 million Bitcoin will not be possible either. So, you know, but it's a troll. It's to trigger people. And then from that perspective, I guess I liked it. It's a cool joke. And I guess good luck to him in furthering that that career or doing the jokes. I guess I can appreciate it to a certain degree. But guys, that was it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button. See you guys again in another crypto video. Don't forget to check out my second channel called Dusty Finance. And make sure you follow me on Twitter, as you can see, at the DustyBC. Make sure you follow. See you guys again in another crypto video.